Can an AI agent stay on track across context windows? Use a handoff. Anthropic studied this problem in a long-running coding setup. Their useful conclusion is simple: do not ask a fresh session to rediscover the whole project before it can help. Without a working floor, an agent can restart by guessing, repeat already finished work, or mistake a half-built feature for a completed task. That burns time and quietly raises risk. The reusable tool in this episode is a long-running AI agent progress and handoff card. It turns a vague continuation request into a small, inspectable next move. We will separate the reset problem, the minimum starting state, the size of a good next move, the handoff itself, and the evidence required before progress is claimed. This video is packed with practical, high-value insights to help you get better at using AI. It's a longer one, so follow Tiny Agent and save it so you don't lose it. A long task does not become continuous just because the agent has a loop. Each context window is a new session with incomplete memory of what happened before. That reset creates two costly failure modes. The agent can attempt too much at once, or it can see partial progress and declare the entire job finished. Compaction can preserve some context, but it is not a substitute for a durable work state. A new session still needs to know what matters now. Treat the handoff as an interface, not as a diary. It should help the next agent choose a safe next action without rereading every past conversation. Do not ask what the last session discussed. Ask what is true in the environment, what remains unproven, and what should happen next. A reset becomes manageable when the project keeps a small source of truth outside the context window. Chapter recap. First, a context window reset can erase practical working state. Second, partial work can trigger either repeated effort or premature completion. Third, the next session needs an actionable state, not a transcript. Start with a working floor before asking an AI agent to add a feature. The floor is the smallest verified state from which new work is safe. For software work, that usually includes a runnable environment, a feature list, a progress record, and a quick end-to-end check. Other domains need equivalent anchors. The initializer has a distinct job: make future sessions less dependent on inference. It prepares the map before anyone starts driving. Keep requirements in a structure that makes completion visible. A feature is not complete because it sounds finished. It is complete when its observable behavior passes. Also record the current constraints, accepted inputs, forbidden changes, known failures, and the evidence a reviewer will need. A stable floor reduces the temptation to rebuild the foundation in every session. Chapter recap. First, create a minimal verified starting environment. Second, make requirements and current constraints easy to inspect. Third, treat the initializer as setup for future sessions, not as one-shot delivery. Once the floor exists, shrink the next move. A long-running AI agent should advance one meaningful unit instead of trying to finish the whole project in one pass. Choose a unit that has a clear boundary, one feature, one failure to reproduce, one data check, or one reviewable decision. It should fit inside the available context. A small move still needs a result. The agent should change a real state, run the relevant verification, and say what that verification did and did not prove. This is not slow for its own sake. Small completed units avoid the expensive recovery work caused by abandoned half implementations. When a request is too large, split by a user observable outcome rather than by arbitrary files or token counts. The progress card should name one next move, its success signal, and its stop condition. Chapter recap. First, give each session one bounded meaningful objective. Second, connect that objective to a real verification signal. Third, split oversized work by observable outcome, not by convenience. A useful handoff answers 4 questions fast: what changed, what is verified, what is uncertain, and what is the next smallest safe action. Write decisions and evidence beside each other. A choice is usable when it names the browser evidence that passed and the alternative that failed. Leave paths to the source of truth, not a copied wall of context. The next agent can inspect the feature list, progress note, tests, or artifacts on demand. Keep the environment clean enough for another person or agent to begin immediately. Hidden breakage is not progress merely because a diff exists. A good handoff also names a boundary: do not change this integration, do not claim this metric, or wait for this external approval. That boundary is how you preserve human judgment when the agent continues independently. Chapter recap. First, record changes, evidence, uncertainty, and the next move. Second, link to inspectable sources instead of copying all context. Third, make constraints explicit so the next agent does not overreach. Before an AI agent marks progress complete, verify the claimed outcome at the level the user will experience. A unit test alone may not prove an end-to-end feature works. The source article describes better results when agents were explicitly prompted to use browser automation for end-to-end checks in a web app setting. Use the narrowest sufficient check first, then add a realistic workflow check when the claim affects an interface, integration, or delivery. Update the progress card only after the evidence exists. A pass flag is an output of verification, not a substitute for it. When verification fails, preserve the failure, the reproduction path, and the smallest next diagnostic step. That turns a reset into a focused continuation. This is also the human gate. People decide whether the evidence is enough for the consequence at stake. Chapter recap. First, verify outcomes at the level users actually experience. Second, record evidence before changing a task to complete. Third, turn failures into precise next diagnostics rather than vague retries. Long-running AI agents need continuity by design, not by optimism. First, establish a working floor with a runnable environment, clear requirements, and a fast reality check. Second, make one bounded move at a time and verify its observable result. Third, leave a handoff that states changes, evidence, uncertainty, boundaries, and the next safe action. Use the long-running AI agent progress and handoff card whenever work must cross sessions, people, or context windows. The practical test is simple. Could a fresh agent begin useful work without guessing what the last one meant? Follow Tiny Agent. Tiny Agent helps you get better at using AI.